One day in January 2017, 18-year-old Jimmy Donaldson from North Carolina sat down in front of a camera and began counting to 100,000. We are Rewind Studios. Over the next 40 hours, he went from chipper and alert to exhausted, leaning back in his chair, eyes closed, sometimes rocking back and forth, his numbers slurring into each other. Text labels on screen read, "Kill me," and "I regret this." The grueling count turned out to be Mr. Donaldson's big break. Since posting the video under his stage name MrBeast, he has become one of the world's most prolific YouTube stars, staging a series of wild stunts, including a non-lethal recreation of the hit Korean TV series Squid Game, that have earned him more than 88 million subscribers. On Friday, Forbes declared him the highest-earning YouTuber of 2021, hauling in $54 million from advertising, sponsorship deals, and an ever-growing empire of spin-off products including clothing, video games, and burger deliveries. The watershed figure was nearly double that of 2020's top star, putting him in the top 40 highest-paid celebrities ahead of Vin Diesel, Jay-Z, and Billie Eilish. So how did an internet-obsessed kid who was kicked out of his parents' home for dropping out of university become the king of YouTube? Jimmy Donaldson, now 23, began making YouTube videos at the age of 12. As he grew older, he became obsessed with figuring out the streaming site's inscrutable automated recommendation system. In 2016, he left university without telling his parents to devote himself to the mysteries of the algorithm. When his mother found out, she evicted him, but he kept going, working with a group of friends in daily meetings to back-engineer YouTube's workings. "I woke up, I studied YouTube, I studied videos, I studied filmmaking, I went to bed, and that was my life." He would win viewers' hearts with high-concept stunts that required huge effort and commitment, such as spending 24 hours in a prison. "The beauty of YouTube is double the effort isn't double the views, it's like 10x, Mr. Donaldson said. "The first million subscribers you get will take years, but the second will come in a few months." Before he turned 19, he was getting 122 million annual views. Then, afterwards, 460 million. He counted to 200,000, tried to stay underwater for 24 hours, imprisoned himself inside a block of ice. He had an infectious enthusiasm and earnestness, on display last March when he buried himself alive in a coffin for 50 hours and opened his ordeal with a cheery salute. "Welcome to my coffin." He also mastered the art of arresting titles, "I got hunted by a real bounty hunter," and preview images showing him gurning or screaming in some horrible or bizarre situation. Many of his stunts were charitable, involving random acts of generosity to pizza couriers, Uber drivers, Twitch streamers, homeless people, his 3 millionth subscriber, and his mother, with money gleaned through sponsorship deals. Among his most expensive videos was a full-dress staging of Squid Game, replacing the final battle to the death with a game of musical chairs. With its elaborate sets and theatrically exploding tracksuits, it cost around $3.5 million. Money is a vehicle to do bigger videos and make better content. Helen Zhu, chief executive of the California-based influencer agency Creator Deck, who has worked often with YouTubers of Mr. Donaldson's rank, says his channel dug into a deep human desire to be a hero or a villain, playing out the fantasies that others can only dream of, having the resources to stage, robbing a bank, being chased by the military. They are wild and extreme, but really entertaining and surreal. All the things 7 to 13-year-old boys dream about doing in their fantasy world, she told The Independent. At the same time, she says she would not want her own 7-year-old son to watch MrBeast's channel. A multi-stranded business empire. Today, Mr. Donaldson employs a team of about 50 people to plan, write, produce, set up, manage, and edit his stunts. Yet his business empire now extends far beyond the traditional online influencer fare of advertising and sponsorship. Emulating his hero Elon Musk, he used his stardom as a beachhead into numerous other industries. He has invested in multiple tech startups and helped form a $2 million investment fund, though not with his own money, to offer grants to online creators. He launched a mobile game called Keep Your Finger on the app, awarding $25,000 to whoever could keep their finger on their smartphone screen the longest. The first round lasted 70 hours. as well as putting money into a video game controller for the iPhone. Among the most successful was his burger brand, a ghost kitchen business in which restaurant owners across the US can make his patties in their kitchens according to his recipe and deliver them to fans while Mr. Donaldson handles the marketing. The business rapidly took off, selling 1 million sandwiches in the first 2 months and a total of 5 million as of Friday, according to Forbes. About 1,600 restaurants currently participate, splitting the profits with Mr. Donaldson. These side ventures exemplify what the venture capital firm Signal Fire describes as a new stage of the influencer economy, in which content creators go from monetizing their output on major platforms such as YouTube and Instagram to multi-stranded businesses that tap into their fan base to sell products and services of their own. MSG says Mr. Donaldson has thrived in making a transition that many online creators struggle with as they try to move from the middle ranks of success up into the stratosphere inhabited by MrBeast. When they hit mid-tier, they start to worry about something, which is the longevity of their brand in relation to a platform such as YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, she says. These platforms change their algorithms all the time, and if they change their algorithms, then these influencers are very vulnerable to losing their viewership and following. Forbes' number 2, Jake Paul, now makes most of his money from boxing appearances after being frozen out of YouTube's payment system due to his and his brother Jake's controversial videos. He has since graduated from novelty matches against other YouTubers to scrapping with hardened, professional mixed martial arts fighters. Accusations of a toxic workplace. Last year, the New York Times reported that multiple former MrBeast employees had accused him of presiding over an unpleasant, bullying working culture and sometimes of mistreating employees. Matt Turner, a young video editor, said Mr. Donaldson scolded and insulting him almost daily, sometimes leaving him in tears. He also said Mr. Donaldson's friends found it easy to be credited for their work, whereas he would often be left in the cold. Another employee, Nate Anderson, said he had quit after only a week due to Mr. Donaldson's rampant perfectionism and unreasonable behavior. Both men said Mr. Donaldson did not do enough to restrain his fanatical fans, some of whom sent Mr. Anderson death threats after he posted a YouTube video about his experience. Mr. Donaldson's media company, Knight, and his ocean conservation charity, Team Seas, did not respond to requests for comment from The Independent. A spokesperson declined to comment to the New York Times last year. Some fans have looked askance at Mr. Donaldson for investing in Refinable, a cryptocurrency project designed to make it easy to create, buy and sell non-fungible tokens, NFTs, a kind of financial instrument tied to digital artworks. When it launched last April, the exchange price of Refinable's built-in currency fine fluctuated between about $3 and $5, but it quickly crashed to around 20 cents and has stayed there ever since, leaving those who bought into it to eat their losses. A spokesperson previously told the New York Times, "When Jimmy was a teenager and was first starting out, he carelessly used, on more than one occasion, a gay slur. Jimmy knows there is no excuse for homophobic rhetoric. None of this seems likely to dislodge MrBeast's crown." His latest video, Extreme $1 Million Hide and Seek, shows him searching through an empty sports stadium for other famous YouTube names, including Logan Paul, as they hide inside dustbins, crates, and freezers. It has so far racked up about 47 million views. What works really well on YouTube is people who put themselves and put their true thoughts front and center, and they're able to form a genuine connection with their followers, says Miss Ju.